So, you want to learn how to build your own house, do you? Tired of these pesky HOA representatives complaining that your lawn isn't up to code? Well, worry not here at Noobert Construction LLC. First thing first, you're going to want to find a secluded area with plenty of trees. Somewhere slightly off the main road. We won't quite be doing anything with this space yet, but it is good to have an idea. First, we're going to need some tools. The basics of what you'll need are a saw, a hammer, and lastly, a screwdriver. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, all you'll need is those 3 tools to build your dream home. Now, all you have to do is... I see, you don't have any carpentry skill or the carpenter job. Ugh. Since it's easier to find skill books at this point rather than just die and find everything again, we're gonna need to find skill books. Every book increases your experience gain for each skill for 2 levels. After you've read a skill book, you have a couple of options. Disassemble a bunch of chairs, tables, beds, and doors, or we can hunt for VHS tapes. These will give you a fast boost to leveling your skills. Congratulations on your X skill level in carpentry. Now you can do, still not build your base, but we can do all that disassembling and get nails and wooden planks. You'll want to stockpile these somewhere safe as well. You'll need them later. If going out and finding VHS tapes seems too annoying for you, then it's grind time, baby. But you probably don't want to spend hours on end grinding away, so let's break down the best way to get the most XP points. First things first, let's go ahead and break down the what we need to do. Break down first, yes, the double bed. The double bed will give us the highest yield of XP for carpentry. After that, regular beds and clothing cabinets are your best bet, but while you're at it, you may as well just disassemble dressers, nightstands, and tables as well. Well, leaving chairs alone since they won't give us much of anything. Now, level 4 in carpentry, we can finally begin working towards that wonderful, wonderful home. Now, if you have a friend, or multiple, this can all go a lot faster. But then again, if you had friends, you wouldn't be here, now would you? Hey, if you're looking for friends, we do have a server, just in case you actually wanted some. Play the game with, of course, no other reason. First, like any good carpenter, we're going to need to plan our base. Let's do something simple. A 12 by 12 house, we'll be doing 3 stories tall as well, just to really flex on all those poor zombified Kentucky folks. Now, I know this sounds like it may be too much, or not enough, but bear with me now, because this will all actually balance out fairly well once we take a few minor things into account. Like storage, for instance. Now, since we're doing a 12 by 12 house here, what we'll want to do is right-click on the ground and hover over the carpenter tab, and then the walls. We want to start with the wall frames. These will cost you 2 planks and 2 nails each. So let's get to work on making this nice and squared off. Leave one undone so we know where the door is going to be. Now that all of that is squared off and we have the base frame for our house, let's make sure we read the next book, which by now should be Carpentry, Volume 3. Once you've read the book, let's go ahead and work on the flooring. You'll find that thanks to those wonderful books, and if you chose to watch those VHS tapes, your carpentry is skyrocketing relatively quickly. Now I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here. Once you get to Carpentry 7, you can have some really nice looking flooring walls, and generally anything in carpentry will look much, much better. By now, we should be finished with the first floor and have at least 4 windows and 3 doors. The windows, of course, will give us natural light, and as for the doors, I'll be explaining that shortly. But for now, go ahead and make the second floor. To do that, you'll need a staircase, and we'll repeat this process until moving on to the 3rd floor. If you haven't already, by now you may be feeling burnt out, tired, or just bored. Don't worry though, this is completely fine and normal. It may seem unusual, but I highly encourage you to take a break. Be that playing another game, or just going out and exploring the fictional world of Zomboid's Kentucky. If you find yourself asking, what's the point of all this? Why am I building this massive house? What's the point of this game? What's this weird stain on my shirt that I don't remember? What can I do to avoid paying taxes? These are all very important questions. Those first 2 questions are good questions to ask, and we can absolutely talk about the whys and whats. For those last 2, please direct those questions towards Brent in the comments, as he'll definitely have the answers you so crave. Now, as to those first 2 questions, So what's the point of all this? Survival, simply put. Zomboid borders on insane with its level of detail, and just when it makes sense, it doesn't. This game doesn't reward you and simply only seeks to punish you in a realistic style. So really, all of this is your own drive and determination to survive the zombie apocalypse. As to why am I building this massive base? The answer is simple. The best way to survive is to hoard. Hoard everything you possibly can. Dear Lord, you're gonna want as much of everything as possible. Scavenge for whatever you can. You may be thinking that now that you're on the 3rd floor, the end is in sight. What started as a simple tutorial for building a house to last you is coming to a close. Well, congratulations, you're wrong. And now you get to sit in a corner and like and comment on this video. And subscribe if you aren't already. You see, my poor simple friend, you forgot about water. And being that you have none, there's many ways to go about this, but you're doing what I say. And what I say is go get you around. Let's say 12 trash bags and more planks. We aren't even close to done with this yet. What you'll want to do now that you have the trash bags, that is go up to the 3rd floor and build yourself some rain catchers. Either the box or the barrel is fine. It's purely your choice on what your rain catcher looks like. Space them however you want. And now when it rains, you'll have plenty of water for cooking, drinking, and cleaning. The best part about this floor is you don't need windows, so that's a plus. Just because this is the apocalypse doesn't mean you can get away with not washing your clothes or yourself. Part of me hopes all of you shower, but seeing as how I'm the omnipotent Noobert, I know which of you stink, and I know who hasn't done laundry in more than 2 weeks. Go do it, now! Now I say! You have shelter, water, and canned goods. What more could you want? How about storage? On the 1st floor, we're going to stack our crates by 3s and make areas for non-perishable foods and drinks, ranged weapons, melee weapons, tools, craftables, and depending on if you're already using mods or not, other categories respectively. I would highly encourage you to do either 6 or 9 crates each, but that's entirely up to you. Not everything needs to be shoved in a box. Let's get creative here and build a couple bookshelves for all your literature and another one for your VHS tapes. We can even get a little wild and wacky and give ourselves some countertops for decoration, even a table and a couple chairs, just to really spruce the place up. Now, because almost all your furniture is wood, and the floors are wood, the walls are wood, everything is wood. This is terrible. Since we're doing some decor, why don't we start with stealing your dead neighbor's carpets? They won't be needing them anytime soon, right? Now that you've spruced the place up a bit, let's get up to the 2nd floor and build a bed, or beds if there are multiple of you. This does not include your many personalities, and while we're at it, let's throw in some wardrobes. The rest of Kentucky may be dead, but that doesn't mean your sense of fashion has to die with it. Let's recap. You have food, shelter, water, a place to sleep, some nice furniture, and all around a decent looking home that could serve as some sort of accomplishment. But something's missing. There's nothing to do. Look, you've already raided your neighbors' houses for food and carpets. You've even scrapped the family table and everyone's favorite chairs, even the guest chairs. Let's take it a step further and take their TV. Make sure the TV is capable of watching VHS tapes for the next skills you want to boost. Obviously, the good equipment. Now that we have our TV, let's think about what else we want. Why not a garage? To do the garage, let's start with a nice base of 10 by 5, for the dimensions of course. And I'm sure you know what comes next. Wood frames and all, baby. But Noobert, I hear you cry. I don't want a wooden garage, and I'm tired of chopping trees. Well, have no fear. In all your looting and searching, I'm sure you've come across more than a few welding torches, a welding mask, several propane tanks, and hopefully plenty of welder's rods. If you have, fantastic. You can build your garage out of sheet metal you've acquired by breaking down anything involving metal. If you haven't, well then get shopping or looting, you silly, and don't forget to plan for some windows. I almost forgot, without power you can't watch TV or install a couple of lamps to brighten your home at night. And since we don't have any solar powered Noobert night lights, trademark pending, we're getting more things from the neighbors for the low cost of free, or your life. There's a lot that needs doing if we're going to get power in your home. So let's make a basic list of what we need. First is a decent sized vehicle. A van or anything larger will do, possibly even a pickup truck as long as it isn't a Ford. Next, you're going to want to either brush up your electrician skills or find a handy magazine having to deal with generators. There's no point for guessing what the name of it is. Finally, you're going to want to find an actual generator. Well, I say finally, but there's in fact a few more things, such as a few gas cans that you'll need to fill with gas at a nearby gas station. After you've gotten your generator on, you've got some lamps in your house, the TV, maybe even a radio, a garage, hopefully a nice assortment of vehicles. What more could you possibly want? Well, how about a nice little farm to make your own vegetables to either cook with or just eat raw? Or did you plan on eating canned foods for the rest of your stay here? You know what, let's cover gardening in the next video. I'm sure by now you have a great understanding of just how in-depth your own house can be, even without there being any OSHA to watch over you.